Jacob Marley's ghost did not stand, but oozed across the floor of Scrooge's bedchamber, a spectral supplicant. His form seemed to melt into the worn boards as he grovelled, wringing his translucent hands. "Ebenezer, old friend, my time is a torment. I beg you, I implore you, hear me now and change your ways." His voice was a wet, snivelling whisper, choked with the misery of the grave. "Cast off this chain I forged before it shackles you for eternity." "No," Scrooge grunted, rolling over in bed and pulling the thin blanket tighter. In the Cratchit household, the modest goose, just moments before steaming and golden, suddenly sagged on its platter. A sour, gassy smell rose from it as the skin turned a sickly gray and the meat beneath softened into a lukewarm pulp. The children stared, their hopeful smiles dissolving into confusion. "Please, Ebenezer," Jacob cried, dragging his spectral chains in a frantic crawl closer to the bed. "Think of the hearts you chill, the want you ignore. A mere pittance of your wealth could warm 1,000 souls. I crawl to you, a wretch, begging for your own salvation." He pressed his face against the bed frame, his form flickering with desperate energy. "No," Scrooge stated, more firmly this time, his eyes screwed shut against the apparition. At the Cratchit table, the mashed potatoes erupted with tiny, hairy spores of mold, blooming green and black across their surface. The applesauce bubbled and fizzed, turning to a vinegar sludge that ate through the chipped dish. Martha Cratchit let out a small, choked gasp, clutching her brother's arm. "I am cursed to witness the joy I spurned," Marley howled, his jaw unhinging in his anguish. "Do not be the man I was. Show a flicker of mercy, a hint of charity. I will praise your name in the darkness if you but soften your heart." He was a puddle of pathetic shimmering dread, begging for a crumb of human kindness. "No," Scrooge balked, sitting up now, his face a granite mask of refusal. The gravy in the Cratchit's boat thickened into a tar-like substance, crawling with the pale ghosts of maggots that writhed and vanished, only to reappear. The modest pudding, a precious treasure, collapsed in on itself with a wet sigh, the sweet spices now reeking of rot and damp earth. Peter pushed his plate away, his stomach heaving. "Your fate is being prepared this very hour," Marley sobbed, his form beginning to fray at the edges, pulled by an unseen wind. "One word, Ebenezer, one kind intention can yet alter it. I am your only friend, your only warning." "No," Scrooge hissed, the word final and sharp as a coffin nail. In the silent wake of that last refusal, the entire Cratchit feast underwent a final horrific transformation. The plates themselves seemed to sweat a foul, oily residue, every morsel liquefying into a putrid, swarming soup. The very air around the table grew thick with the stench of decay, a palpable miasma of lost sustenance and extinguished hope. Bob Cratchit bowed his head over the spoiled bounty, a tear cutting through the grime on his cheek, a silent question hanging in the rancid air.
Unaware, Jacob Marley let out a final despairing wail as he was wrenched backward into the night, his mission a failure, his warning unheeded, and the consequences of that refusal festering on a poor man's table.